Hello, people of YouTube. I'm back, and today we're going to go over 3 ways on how to hand catch your Mavic 2 Zoom or Mavic 2 Pro. If you own a Mavic 2 Zoom, a Mavic 2 Pro, a Mavic Pro, or a Mavic Air, then this tutorial is for you. If you've ever been in a situation where you just can't take off from the ground and a landing pad doesn't work, whether that's on sand, tall grass, rocks, snow, in this video we'll go over those 3 different ways and show you that they are actually safe and with a little practice, incredibly easy, as well as how to take off also. Stay around to the end of the video for that pointer. The first way we're gonna hand catch this is to leave all sensors on, and we're gonna bring it down to a level where we can reach up, grab it, and quickly turn it to its side. This is also known as an emergency shutoff, and I did an entire video really getting into detail on this one, which you can check out right there. This is not the preferred method, but I do want to show you it is a possibility. If you're ever in a spot, maybe on a boat or somewhere where it's got to be fast, this is a way to do that. First thing we're gonna do is bring it down to just over head level. Never line it up with your face, always keep it above your eyes, so you have to reach up for it when you're doing any of these methods. You don't want to accidentally whack yourself in the face. So with all sensors on, you bring it down, as I said, right above head level. And the Mavic stays really solid. It's a great drone, all the Mavics do. Even in the wind, you notice it just stays there. Reach up underneath it. Never let your fingers go above that midline. Oh, you gotta be fast, because look what happens. That's what happens when the sensors are on. It goes up. In this method with your sensors on, you gotta be fast. And it turns right off. I do not recommend this way. I just wanted to show it to you. It is a possibility, but is not recommended. Another way to catch your drone leaving all the sensors on is the flat palm method. You bring your drone down, then about a foot or so under it, you put your palm up as flat as you can, and then you pull down and land into it. Sort of an awkward position. Not my favorite way, but this is definitely a way a lot of people enjoy. So hover it a little bit above yourself, palm out, and because of the sensors it'll go up, and then on your left stick, you pull down, and it starts to land right into your palm. It's a little wobbly because your bounce isn't really grabbing it, see? And that's the part that makes me a little sketchy about that. Let's do it one more time. We'll cover that in just a minute. It's actually pretty nice. I haven't been a big user of that method until this video yet. Ah, excuse me. Man, I exploded. Let's try that again. Holy crap, that's easy. So you can either put your palm under it and it goes back up, or go ahead and bring it down slowly and it stops. Now, I don't think I'd do this on a windy day. I really don't, but that is not bad for leaving the sensors on, because the next method, I prefer to turn them off, and I'll show you why in just a second. Now, on a windy day like it is right now, the wind is just blowing. I don't know if you can hear it or not, but it's blowing like mad. We're over the water, we're on a very slanted area. This is where things change. You want to turn off your landing protection. That's it. It's real easy. You just go through, hitting the 3 dots in the top right, scroll down to your sensors, which is the second one. Make sure you're under advanced settings, and then there's landing protection. Turn that off. That's all you gotta do. When you're flying over water, out on a boat, on a rocky ledge next to water, You don't want that on. You don't want it to accidentally have some kind of misreading and land on its own into the water or into a place where you just can't get to it. With it windy like this, you're going to want to actually grab it. You don't want to just put your hand out and hope it lands like that, because then, you know, the wind blows a little bit. You don't want that. Totally different circumstances work for this one than the last method. So let me go ahead and show you. Don't stare up into the sun either, because at the last second you might lose sight of it and bam, cut open your finger. So as you can see, the wind's blowing it around a little bit. It's pretty windy out. So what I'm gonna do is put my hand under it, and you notice it doesn't go up anymore. So I can just bring it down right into my hand as I cup it. This is the easiest method on catching it. If you want to leave your bottom sensors on, you can't do it this way. You fly over water a lot, or you fly over places in the wind and you need it to be able to quickly land like that, this is the way to go. Let's do that again. It doesn't fight, it doesn't try to get away. It's really, really fast, really, really easy. You just reach up right under it, keep it above your head, and as soon as you do, you pull down on the left thumbstick and it shuts the motors off instantly. Now let me show you real quick what happens if you didn't turn the sensors off in this method. So now you see what happens. It's very similar to what happens in the first method, the emergency shutoff. When you turn it sideways, first it's gonna try to rise up on its own, and when you grab it, the motor is gonna spin up to try to pull away to maintain that altitude. It's not a preferred thing to do, especially on a regular basis. If you're gonna be doing this method, turn the sensors off first. It's very easy, takes a second, all day long, catching it like that, no problems. We wanna leave it on because it's a obstacle avoidance thing, but it really doesn't do a lot. I'll go over that in another video in the future, so make sure to subscribe and click that little bell icon so you don't miss it when I do. Let's go ahead and let me show you a couple more times how this is so simple. That's it, it's that easy. Now before we go over how to do a hand takeoff when you're in tall grass, rocks, and all that other stuff like on a boat, you don't want to usually take off from the deck of a boat. That can be bad news waiting to happen, especially if you're out in the ocean. Let's go over the three methods that we just showed you. Number one is meant to be an emergency landing. If the drone hits the ground, turns upside down, wrecks, and it's upside down and the propellers are still going, that should shut it off. That's what that method is for. A lot of people like to grab it and do it. Yes, if you're on a boat or you're somewhere and it's an emergency and you really need to just grab it and go, that is a method you could use. I highly do not recommend using that method on any regular basis. I actually contacted DJI about that method and got confirmation that it is an emergency crash shutoff method. On to number two. The hand palm method on calm wind days is great. I actually sort of like that method. It's not bad, leaving your sensors on and just right in your hand. Now method three, turning your bottom sensors off has been the way I've done it ever since I made my first 5 ways to hand catch your Mavic Pro drone like over a year ago, which you might have seen right there. And I love that method. It's something that I would definitely recommend. You personally need to figure out which one is right for you. On the Mavic Pro, there is a line, or the Mavic Air, or the Mavic 2 Zoom, or the Mavic 2 Pro. There's a line where you can see where the propellers, the back ones are a little lower than the front ones, where you cannot put your finger or you take the increased risk of hitting your finger. And this method is so much safer than driving a car. I have so many people that are, you shouldn't hand catch your drone. What are you teaching people that for? Well, I'm trying to teach you to do it safely. If you got a teenager out on the road, they're gonna drive a lot crappier and a lot more dangerously than catching your drone. Now that we're done talking about catching, let me just give you a quick tutorial on how easy it is to launch your Mavic 2 Zoom, Pro, Air, whatever, out of your hand. One thing you need to know first is when you turn it on, you still need the drone to be off of metal and at a level surface. So if you're surrounded by grass, you're gonna have to stomp down some grass while you turn it on. You don't have to take off out of it because it will get all chewed up in your propellers. However, you do need to get a nice flat place as you turn the remote on, and then you turn the drone on so it can sync and get all the compass all done correctly and everything's a-okay for takeoff. There are two quick and easy methods to hand launch your drone. As you can see, you want to keep your fingers low enough. I don't really like to do it out of my palm like this because it's wobbly. I like to actually pinch it and hold it. I've got two methods. One is on your screen. You can click the takeoff button, slide that baby, and it will start your propellers.
Take off.
And it just goes right out of your hand, no problem. And two is you push both sticks together. Don't start it here, that would be really stupid. Start it out here, your hand out, push the controller against your side, and push the sticks together. Now the problem with this method, you see it's not taking off out of my hand, see? If I let go, it will hover. But that's not quite as safe. So let me show you that again. If you do the two sticks push together method, it will start the propellers. It doesn't go up on its own like the other method. It will hover if you drop your hand, or you can use the stick to rise it up out of your hand like so. Let me show you what happens if you just move your hand. See, it drops. But if you just sort of pick it up and throw it, it hovers. It knows it's falling and the propellers speed up and it hovers. I do not recommend doing that. If you want to play with it, that's all on you. I take no responsibility. For hand launching on a boat, anywhere like that, I suggest using the up arrow on the app, top left of the screen, slide it over, and it does it all by itself. Thanks everyone for watching. If you have any questions, check out my other videos, all linked in the description below, or my playlist all about safely hand catching and hand launching your Mavic drones. If you're an asshole and you just want to say, you shouldn't be doing that, get the f out of here. Go bug somebody else. Thanks everyone. Love you all. We'll see you next time. Oh! If you want a drone shirt, check the description below. I'll have the link for it.